Good evening. Welcome to tonight's live from the Livingroom gigs. My name's David Burns. I'm hosting the Twitch channel here. This is our Wednesday evening songwriter showcase, and I'm delighted to say that we're joined by Fenris this week. A fantastic songwriter who's been travelling all around Europe, just released a soundtrack album to the Killtopia comics, and I'm going to hand straight over to Fenris for the first song. This is Dragonfly. folks. Live from the Living Room Gigs. This is the Wednesday night songwriter session, and Fenris is our guest this week. That was Dragonfly to open the show, and this is the second time that you've been in for a session here. Great to have you back. So for anyone that didn't see the first time or is new to your music, can you tell us a wee bit about yourself? And
about music, I don't know. I like weird open tunings and messing about with different genres. I've got quite a lot of influences. I think it's fair to say fairly eclectic taste. So if I'm not kind of bouncing around sort of 80s synthwave soundtrack albums or something like that, then it's like right into my 90s rock, because the 90s was 10 minutes ago.
of course, yeah.
It was 10 minutes. It was just
Yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's fine. It's still 1996 or something, and music is still great.
I won't be told anything else.
Yeah, so I think you can hear quite a lot of 90s sort of grungy or alt rock kind of influences in the way I write. I owe a lot of my big... I like a big freak out ending on a song, and I think I owe that like quite heavily to Belgian amazing band Deus, who are one of the best bands of all time. Just putting that out there. Another awesome 90s band, because it is still the 90s.
Yes, yeah. A new band to me until quite recently was yourself that introduced me to them, and now anyone that's tuned into the cover streams will notice that I've been playing a fair few of their numbers as well. So you've got them a new fan here.
They're one of the most underrated bands I've heard, but it's really clever songwriting. It's like the songs are really well structured. The way one bit moves to another bit, it moves to another bit, and sometimes it seems like they're really disparate bits of songs, but the way they string that together. And I learned a lot about sort of dynamic variation from listening to those guys, when to control your louds and your softs, and I've been a lead guitarist in a rock band and stuff like that, so learning when to kind of pull back on not every instrument should be going all the time in a piece of music. You need to just play what serves the song. I think I've learned quite a lot about that from listening to those guys. And again from working on synth music.
Yes, since you were last in, you've released the soundtrack album for the Killtopia comics.
Yeah, and it surprised me. That's an entirely synthwave soundtrack kind of album. Very, very Blade Runner, which is fine. That was my mood board. That was part of my process for writing. I had a mood board of images from like Blade Runner and Altered Carbon and stuff like that, and I would just kind of sit in a darkened room hunched over a synth looking at all of these big ridiculous cityscapes, and it was a surprisingly different process writing on a synth than I expected it to be. Because there's a relatively transferable skill set when you go from writing on guitar to piano to bass or something like that, but it was a completely different way of building up music on the synth. So it was like learning synth as well as learning a new sort of way of composition.
Is that just the textures from the sound you get are so different to a natural instrument like a piano?
I think because a lot of synth music it relies heavily on production and layering.
Yeah.
So a lot of the most atmospheric bits of music that I made had about 8 layers on top of each other before they started to sound like anything, and it would be hard to isolate a key melody or a key phrase or refrain or that would stand on its own. A lot of the time if I'm writing for guitar or piano or something, it starts off as a solo instrument. I was an instrumentalist but long before I started singing. I'm used to writing instrumental stuff for an acoustic guitar, for example, so that's making one instrument stand up on its own without any layering, without any overdubbing, and the synth was an entirely enjoyable kind of challenge, but it was a lot of fun, but it really took me aback. I wasn't prepared for how different the writing process was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing as a songwriter to move into an instrument you've never played before and find out the challenges of that and how it can bring in something completely new into your songwriting that you might not have contemplated before.
Like sci-fi noises.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And sci-fi noises are very much the thing for these kind of soundtrack albums. Tell us a wee bit about the comics themselves.
It's very cyberpunk futuristic dystopia, which is just like a tick box of things that I like in my sci-fi. It's set in a kind of future sprawling metropolis. There are mech hunters. It's all very battle royale. There's a nanovirus and a sentient mech which is capable of maybe translating the nanovirus into a more benign version of itself. We don't know yet. We're only building up towards issue 2, which is live on Kickstarter and stuff. But yeah, the story is very. It wears its heart in its sleeve with regards to its influences and what it likes, and the art by Craig is just so. I think I mentioned this last time. I've got a touch of synesthesia, and he uses a really distinct colour palette, and so it's been quite good to have set pieces and script and stuff to work from. But occasionally, all I'll need to do is look at an image from it and be like, okay, so that's this kind of lilac, so that means we're starting off in B flat somewhere, and then we're going to and just build up something from there. So it's kind of like painting with sound almost.
Yeah, so you can just hear immediately how it's going to sound just from the image of the comics. I'm just going to put up a link on the chat room, and that is your Bandcamp page, and the soundtrack album is available from there, as well as some of your other compositions are on there as well, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, I've got some older demos and things like that. I think there's an EP of demos that is all entirely cobbled together in my living room that's on the Bandcamp, and I think that should be free because, yeah.
If anyone watching fancies checking that out, that's the link there. It's fenris13.bandcamp.com. Also, if anyone watching, if you have a Twitch account, you can use the chat room and say hello to us here, and if there's anything you want to ask or just to say hi, then please fire in a wee message onto the chat there. Should we have another song there?
Sure. That's what I'm here for.
What are we going to have this time?
A weird instrumental thing called Storm Clouds, which...
Fantastic stuff there. This is live from the Living Room Gigs with special guest Fenris in session tonight. And hello to the charmingly named Skittlefarts91 and Happy Zero.
Hi, Gordon.
Yep. Hi, Gordon. Welcome along to the show. Great to have you with us. And Skittlefarts is very impressed with the capo technique in that song. There's not many people I've seen using the technique where you're leaving a few strings open, so you're playing both sides of the capo. That's the viewers are impressed with that. We're not doing a duo performance tonight. This is all Fenris. This is all Suz's show tonight. So this is an hour of original live music here on the channel from the fantastic Suz Gibson, aka Fenris. And should we have some more music? What should we do next?
I think having more music's probably optimal in a kind of
Let's go for that
live
then.
stream gig.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play a song called In My Head, I think, and it's another one in my weird nonsense tuning. Now that it's actually in tune, the guitar did not enjoy the journey here.
I write letters to you.
Excellent stuff there. We've got a message come in from Gordon from a Happy Zero, saying, Suz, seize the reins of the show and turn it into a language show. You are quite often to be found travelling around Europe, so language is kind of your thing. Yeah, you've been travelling around Germany, Czech Republic. Where else have you been?
Belgium, Spain, Poland, Hungary, Japan for nothing musical related,
Just because Japan.
just because Japan.
What's it been like playing gigs over there? How's it compared to performing here?
Two big differences from the last two countries I played. One was the first couple of gigs I played in Germany I found kind of strange because I hadn't quite gotten used to the audience dynamic there, I guess. And I'm used to fairly raucous sort of Glasgow crowds. Just chaos.
What you mean is drunk, really, isn't it?
Even when they're not. They're still very Glaswegian about everything. So it's just nonsense and chaos, and I love it. And I found, when an audience is very quiet and just sort of staring at you in Glasgow, that's usually a bad sign. That's usually someone calculating trajectory. I think I can...
Get that pipe.
They're weighting up the bottles in their hands. And when I went to Germany, the first few gigs I played had quite a quiet audience. It was like, oh my god, they hate me. They hate me. Well, that's just that. They hate my chat, they hate my songs, they hate my stupid tuning, they hate everything. And they didn't. They are remarkably engaged and they paid so much attention.
They're actually just listening.
Yeah. So
which you don't get much in Glasgow.
So that was it. Don't get me wrong, I love the atmosphere in a Glasgow gig is unlike most places in the world, but
it's unique and it's awesome when a good night.
It's different. It was learning to read the audience in a different culture. They just do different things culturally at gigs, and so it was sort of strange. And they pay so much attention. It's almost like, what? They know my set better than I know my set. They're coming up to me like, oh yeah, see that third song when you switched to piano and you had such and such sound and there's a key change there. Was there? What else can you tell me? And the last gig I played in Europe was Czech Republic in January, and it's just amazing. They're just amazing. I love the Czechs, and I loved Pilsen, and I loved the Hi-Fi Club, which was the cool wee basement bar we played in. And I don't know, maybe in Glasgow we're a bit spoiled for choice with live music, so there's maybe a bit more apathy towards performers, but man, they were up for a night of live music in Czech Republic, and I didn't expect that. There was a really good band on ahead of me. They were really good. Apart from the fact that every single musician that was on stage, they were called Crimson Fields. Every single musician who was on stage was phenomenal. They obviously practiced together often. They were fairly well rehearsed. The singer's voice was just like, ooh, just something down my spine, and she was just like there, casually playing a cello, and just the way like just tore at the heartstrings, and her voice was phenomenal. And they opened, and then it was me, like,
follow that.
And it's a strange thing for an audience point of view for me to have a big sound like that go onto a solo performer. I was like, oh my god, this won't be. No, they couldn't be. They couldn't have been more supportive or enthusiastic.
That's awesome.
They were just so enthusiastic to have live music, and when I was speaking to them afterwards, they were like, yeah, it's a smaller sound, but you're playing all this original music we've never heard before, so that's really cool. And they're just so friendly and so awesome, and because it was in Pilsner Urquell was cheap, so that was a jolly night.
That sounds like a pretty awesome gig.
Mm-hmm. I'm going back next year, whether they want me or not.
They're not keeping you away. You're going straight back there.
Yes.
It sounds like a pretty awesome place to play. I'm just hoping that we can actually all get out to Europe without much bother in the next year. We'll see how that goes. The less said about that, the better. We do quite often get German viewers on the channel here, and we were ranting against Brexit the other night. But we'll not go into that tonight. Should we have another song then?
Could do. Am I doing another instrumental or not?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
What does the cat think?
She's wandered off.
Well, she's absolutely no help.
You might be able to keep a Czech audience, but you can't keep a cat audience. No one can keep a cat audience.
That's fair. All right.
She's bored stiff of hearing me play anyway.
Short because this guitar's out of tune again. Very sorry about this.
Talk amongst yourselves for a minute in the chat room there. We'll just get the guitar fixed up again.
I think that's better.
Good to go.
I think we're good. Alright, so I don't think my guitar wants to play that song. I'm going to play a track called Be the Death Of, which I used to play with a band quite a lot and sounds big and ridiculous in my head, and I've had to rearrange a bit for a solo. Also, it requires piano to be played at the same time, so there are awkward chords.
That'd be quite a trick to play guitar and piano at the same time.
It was actually easier than doing some of the stretches, I think, because like barring on the fifth and playing stuff on the tenth is...
Yeah, that's quite a reach.
Yeah. So...
This is live from the Living Room gigs, and just got another wee shout out to a new viewer tuned in on the chat room. Hello to Ben, Ben Pop Arts, who is well known to regular viewers of the stream here, a frequent guest on live from the Living Room gigs. Having a wee bit of trouble getting the broadcast to work. They're having some buffering problems. Hope you get it sorted out all right and you're able to watch. And Gordon, woohoo, applause. So it's working for Gordon. More tuning issues.
No, I'm retuning now.
Oh,
for the remainder of the set.
Well, reverse psychology clearly works on cats because Tinker has joined us and is now sitting, paying close attention. I think just delighted to have somebody who isn't me playing. Nice to have somebody different for her to listen to. She is sick to the back teeth of hearing me play.
I think it was just that instrumental song. I think it was Cursed, and she knew. She knew it would send the guitar out of tune. She was like, I can't watch.
A black cat has crossed your path to curse the guitar.
What's that look for?
That's just her normal look. What are you doing?
Have I offended you, cat?
What are you up to?
I've not offended the cat. That's just how they look all the time.
Yeah, this is normal Tinker.
She's so teeny.
Can you get her on camera? Can you see her there? This is the most ridiculous pose in the world to try to get a cat on the screen. The world's tiniest cat who is not a kitten.
It's the way that even that couldn't dislodge her, though. She's like, no, this is where I am.
There is a lap here. I will sit on it. This is the cat that the adoption centre told me would never ever be a lap cat.
They say things like that. I think my friends adopted a lurcher called Leon years ago, and when they adopted him, they were told something similar, like, oh, he'll take a while to come round, he'll take a while before he settles in, before he sleeps in the bed, and like they got him there, and he was like, yes, it's a bed in the corner, and he had his back turned to them immediately, and it was like...
That's exactly what this one was like. Anyway, she is always determined to try and usurp power of the show and take control over it and
I mean,
take attention away from the actual guest artist.
Yeah, but cats are the internet's favourite animal, so this can only boost views.
What have we got here? Skittle Farts, hello cat. Ben Pop Art, you can't offend the guest host. Gordon, oh, Skittle Farts, who's offended the guest host? Tinker wasn't not officially the guest host, she just makes sure that she always gets the attention by just climbing over the equipment and sticking her face in the camera, whether I want her there or not.
Sounds not unlike playing a gig when they were kids, very young kids, over Christmas in a cafe, where kids were just like, oh, I see this shiny, expensive equipment.
Clamber all over it, yeah.
You smart. No.
Yeah, they'll do that, won't they?
Kids may be a bit stickier than the cats.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen this one after she's been at our football. Anyway, we're here to play songs, not talk about cats.
Could have fooled me.
What are you going to play for us now?
I'm going to play a song which has a title. It's called So It Seems, and it's more generally known to me and a couple of others as Cyprus Song, because I wrote this song in Cyprus when I was too crippled by Keo Brandy to leave the house one day. And so we were all staying in like a big apartment villa kind of thing, and we had a guitar with us because it turned out it was really cheap to fly guitars on EasyJet, and they would just let you take it on the flight with you. And like, okay,
Yeah, I'll do
okay.
that.
And there were 5 or 6 of us, and I think almost all of us played guitar, so it was like I mean, 30 quid between 5 people, that's...
Oh yeah, that guitar's going.
So the guitar came on holiday with us, and me and my friend, who at the time was my drummer as well, we were there around about her birthday, and so it's a bottle of Keo brandy, as you do, first night there, and so the next day I was not in a state to leave the house. I just kind of crawled my way to the guitar, wrote a song, as it happens, and so the song, whatever it's actually called, is, in my head it's called Cypress Song, and it's my breakup song with Keo brandy.
That's a lot more productive than most people ever are with a hangover.
I think I've written some of my best music with a hangover. It's just that you have to suffer for your art.
You do.
And I suffered.
Yeah, Keo brandy will do that to you.
So I have Keo brandy when it's about 28 degrees as well.
Oh dear.
So it seems. This is called So It Seems, and it's not my hangover song.
I don't
Fantastic. That's this is Fenris live from the Livingroom gigs, and not a hangover song. And I'm struggling to get at the controls for the computer now because the cat's taken over.
Can confirm there's been a hostile takeover of the studio space by a tiny feline.
I may never get near the controls again. But anyway, so that's your Cypress Brandy song.
Definitely a serious piece of music.
Oh yes. So where can we see you play next? Any gigs coming up?
No, I'm just doing open mics and stuff at the moment. So Butterfly, Pink Shawlins, Sammy's and Shawlins, The Amethyst and Govan, King Tut's Sunday session sometimes. Don't have much lined up apart from that because I'm trying to get some recording finished so I can actually put out an EP that I've been intending to put out for ever, actually, for 3,000 years.
That's a long time to be putting out an EP.
Yeah, I'm just at this kind of stage of one song, like it's almost there, but I can't get a vocal take that I don't hate. So
yeah, that is the struggle. Trying to get it's the weirdest thing, trying to get a recording of your own voice that sounds good to you. It's the strangest thing hearing your own self back at you.
I try to just think of it as another instrument when I'm listening back to it, but
yeah.
I'm always I hate it. I shouldn't say stuff like that. No, I've got definitely good voice, worth listening to. Check out my music.
Definitely. We'll just put the link up again to the Bandcamp page, which is fenris13.bandcamp.com. A couple of your EPs up there if people want to download them. On SoundCloud and Spotify.
SoundCloud and Spotify, and I'm on Facebook and whatever else. I'm all over the place. You can't get rid of me.
Let's put the Facebook link up as well. Yeah, facebook.com/FenrisMusic86.
It's me.
There we are. So we've got just about 30 minutes of the show left tonight. So we've got a couple more songs before we go.
Yes.
What's this next one?
I'm going to play a song called Moment of Peace, which I wrote a year ago, almost to the day, I think.
Happy birthday, this song.
Happy birthday, my song. And it was written on a piano, so I wasn't playing it live, but it was also a very intensely personal song. So I wasn't much playing it live. But as probably, if there's anyone from the south side will know, we lost one of our much loved musicians earlier at the start of the year, Charlie Houston. And so internally I kind of dedicate this song to her whenever I play it now, because it's about being in a bad place, and it's a kind of thank you to anyone you've got in your life at that time, because if you've ever been friends with someone with depression, you have no idea how much your friendship is worth to them. And it doesn't have to be anything dramatic or overt, or it can be something as simple as like buying them a coffee, smiling, or asking how they are, or phoning them, or sending them some stupid photo of a goat or an alpaca or some nonsense like that. Tiny kindnesses make such an incredible difference. And so I'd written a song coming out of a very bad place, like, to all my friends, thanks for all the stuff that you don't know that you did. And so it's become a bit more relevant with the lyrical content since January, and so I'm going to play it now. still have no idea how to keep living here. I thought I could be like all of you. I must not know idea how to keep living here. I thought I could be like all of you. I've lost my way. I've lost my way. I've lost my way.
That is a beautiful song. And yeah, it's very, very true what you're saying when you're going through a period like that. Small acts of kindness it sticks with you so much. And
Yep.
yeah, and it's a beautiful piece of music to put that to.
I do know that I had a lot of friends who I think felt quite powerless or like they weren't able to help, and they just have no idea what they actually did. So it's a thanks for all that you've done.
Should we have a got egg on saying a great song there.
Thank you.
Should we go into another piece of music? We've got time for one, maybe two more if we're quick.
One maybe two.
Not that we absolutely have to finish bang on the hour, but
Not sure. Gordon, will I play that one with the big ending that sounds great from In the Toilet, or the relatively new one that's got the synthy stuff and the chorus, even though I don't have the synth with me?
why not both?
Because I can only fit in one with End of Everything, which is what I'm ending on.
That'll be why. Happy Zero, what do you reckon? Gordon, tell us what to do.
Gordon, you're famously decisive. Help me out here.
He was on the phone to his dad a wee while ago. Hello, if you did shoot in, Dad. We've got no answer from him for what song to play, though.
Well,
You might have to make a decision yourself.
what do you think? A fast one or a slow, waltzy one?
Toilet acoustics, he says.
Toilet
it says
acoustics.
Toilet acoustics.
Thank God you were here. And this is a song called All For You, and there is as yet no recording because it's been written for a band and I don't have a band. I touched the sky for you.
That's fantastic stuff. So this is live from the Livingroom gigs. You're watching tonight's songwriter session with an hour of live original music from our very special guest Fenris. We're just coming up to the end of tonight's show. I'll be back during the week with a few cover stream sets, and next week my guests will be Visceral Noise Department. They've just released their brand new album Distant Banging. We've got the whole band coming in for an acoustic set next week. That's Michael and Peter, who are also in Marshall Chipped, along with Jenny and Brendan. The full VND lineup coming in next Wednesday evening for the next songwriter session. Tonight we're here with Suz Gibson, Fenris, and we've got one last song to close out tonight's show.
And this is the appropriately titled End of Everything, and it's on SoundCloud and Bandcamp and the other things too. If you like it, check it out. Also check out Visceral Noise Department next week, because those guys are just cool dudes.
They are very, very good folk. Great to finally have their album released. I've been waiting what seems like forever.
2 years or something, did they say they've been working on it?
It feels like that. Officially it's been only 9 months. They were supposed to have it recorded in about a month. It's gone on forever.
I understand those feels.
Yeah, I'm glad that they finally got it put out, because Pete and Mike also play in my band, which means that I can get them into the studio to record my stuff now.
Yeah. Hard working guys.
Yep. Message from Gordon. One more chip. One more chip.
No, Hervin. We never stop at one more chip.
Also, what a tune. It also says, also, what a tune.
Cheers, son.
So, this is live from the Living Room Gigs. We're just coming up to the end of tonight's show. And thank you very much to Suz for coming in and playing tonight's songwriter session. It's been great to have you here and hear you're playing again.
Thanks.
And
I'm very grateful to whatever disease has gripped your brain and made you invite me back. So.
the songs, that's what it is. And yeah, please do check out Suz's Bandcamp page. We'll stick the link up once again. That's where you can find the music. And if you've enjoyed tonight's show, then please give the channel a follow. That'll keep you up to date on every time that the show is live. Occasional cover streams from myself and a special guest artist session every Wednesday night. And as we said, next Wednesday we've got the fantastic Visceral Noise Department coming along. So please do tune in for that. And I will see you for the next show. And I'll leave you with a wee note of all the guest artists that are coming in over the next few while. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in, and see you again soon.